Well, President Obama unveiled his new plans for reducing our national debt and deficits this week. But what do members of Congress think about the president's proposal? Joining us now is Republican Congressman Phil Gingrey, who represents Georgia. And also joining us today, Democratic Congressman Eliot Engel, who represents New York. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, Congressman Engel, I'll start with you. Republicans reacting to the president's speech said we don't have a revenue problem in Washington. We've got a spending problem. They don't think the president's plan addresses it. How do you respond?
Well, I think we have a spending problem and a revenue problem. I think that we've been spending too much for too long, and I think that there's no doubt that we have to curtail spending. The question is, how do we do it? The Ryan plan, the Republican plan, in my opinion, would devastate Medicare and Medicaid, make things very tough for our senior citizens. I don't think that's the way to go. I think what we need to find programs to cut, but at the same time, I think that we can no longer afford the Bush tax cuts. I think that the very wealthy need to pay their fair share like everybody else, and I don't think that we should threaten senior citizens. I do know that we have to bring down the deficit. I think there's no disagreement on that at all. But I do think that we should not do it on the backs of seniors. Medicare and Medicaid are sacrosanct as far as I'm concerned. And the Republicans want to turn it into a voucher program or to have the states do it. I don't think that's the sacred pact that we made with seniors, and that ought to not prevail.
All right, Congressman Gingrey, you also happen to be a medical doctor. You've got experience with Medicare and Medicaid. So what do you make of the criticism of the plan, which would turn Medicare into a voucher system where seniors essentially would then go on the open market with that voucher and try to get insurance for themselves? Is it going to work?
Well, Shannon, both you and Eliot are describing that incorrectly. It is not a voucher program. It's a defined contribution plan. It's a premium support plan where seniors would have an opportunity. And by the way, not until 2022. So anybody 55 years of age and older, it would not be applicable to them. They would continue on Medicare as we know it, as the Democrats like to say. But those who are younger, yes, in 2022 would get an $8,000 premium support. And that would increase every year depending on the rate of inflation. And Shannon, by the way, that premium support would be more for lower income seniors and significantly less, some 30% less, for the so-called high income rich seniors. So it would give them an opportunity to shop in the marketplace just like Eliot and I do on a health benefit plan for members of Congress. So I think it's a very, very responsible effort on the part of Paul Ryan and the path to prosperity. I think this is precisely what a responsible member of Congress would vote for.
Congressman, does that assuage any of your concerns, that explanation?
No, not at all. I think President Bush wanted to privatize Social Security, and I think that this is just a continuation of what the Republicans want to do. They're using a budget deficit, and we do have a budget deficit and a budget crisis, but they're using it to push their own social agenda and try to get rid of programs they haven't liked all these years.
Do you think entitlements need reform, though? Do you think there is room within the current system to make them better or more efficient?
Yes, I do. I think that we can always look for reform. I think, frankly, that we haven't, both parties haven't done their job in terms of living within our means. But the question is, I think a document like this is an indication of what your priorities are. I think that Medicare and Medicaid should not be touched under any circumstances. I certainly don't think we should change it. It doesn't matter that people 55 and above are protected. This is one of the important social programs of the 20th century. My Republican friends want to repeal the 20th century. Before Medicare and Medicaid, most of the seniors in this country were living below the poverty line. And since Medicare and Medicaid, they are no longer doing that. I don't think we should tamper with it. There are other things we should look at. Again, there's no reason why big corporations like GE paid no taxes last year. There's no reason why big oil, which is making record profits, just go to the pump and see how expensive gasoline is. Big oil gets tax subsidies. I think we need to look at a fairer way of cutting spending and of bringing down the deficit. We should not be doing it on the backs of our seniors. I think the Republicans are dead wrong to tamper with Medicare and Medicaid.
All right, Congressman Gingrey, we'll give you the final word here, sir.
Well, my friend Eliot Engel couldn't be more wrong about this, Shannon. The proposal in the Paul Ryan budget suggests that we block grant Medicaid to the states. It would save $750 billion over 10 years, and it will let the governors be the incubators in regard to coming up with better solutions to providing Medicaid benefit to our needy seniors and our needy citizens. And the same thing with Medicare. You know, it's amazing that President Obama 2 months ago submitted a budget to the Congress, and in a golf analogy, he hooked one pretty far to the left, and he had no recovery club in his bag to get him out of trouble. And now, all of a sudden, after Paul Ryan and the Republicans hit one straight down the middle, maybe fading a little bit to the right, that's going to deliver a birdie, if not an eagle, for the American people, Obama wants to come out with a mulligan. We don't need a mulligan. Our plan works for the American people, and this is exactly what we plan to do. And we're not going to raise this debt ceiling without some hard caps on spending.
All right, Congressman Gingrey, Congressman Eliot, we know that you, Engel, we know that you have a lot of common ground, a lot of work to do to find that common ground. We wish you both luck, both sides, in getting there.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you so much.